What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a bit of a strange video this time because I spent the better part of an hour and a bit outside in the freezing cold to try to film something for you guys, and this little thing decided not to record any audio. Hopefully now it works. Anyway, moving on. As a YouTuber, a motorcycle YouTuber, we're going to talk today about something that is not quite motorcycle related, but if you do travel a lot, you might want something like this with you because it really helps you get some of those stunning scenery shots that you can get when you visit really interesting places. And I'm talking about a drone. Now, I am not a drone professional. Really not a drone professional. I mean, uh, the first and only time I properly flew a drone, it ended up kind of like this. Yeah, that's uh, that's quite unfortunate. So it got me thinking. I've been looking for a drone for my arsenal of cameras for when I travel for quite some time now, and I got that DJI. It was a Mini 2, I think. Yeah, it's a DJI Mini 2. I kind of got that one from a friend for free because he wasn't using it anymore. He bought a Mini 3 Pro, and he was like, "Yeah, you have it. Do whatever you want." It was already, the lens was a little bit cracked, but it still worked perfectly. It still got good image, and I kind of did that to it. I flew it into a tree because of lack of experience, and I got me thinking: if you spend like €1,000 on a drone and you are a complete beginner, you might be actually quite mad to basically lose €1,000 on your first flight. I know there are drone insurance in some countries, but still it sucks. So what can you do to learn? To Like in anything, just buy a cheaper variant that you can easily replace if you mess up as you're learning. So Bwine, out of nowhere, reached out to me, uh, asking me if I want to check out their F7GB2 drone. Now, this is classified, including on their site, as a toy. It even says age 14 plus. But it's actually a proper functioning drone with a proper camera and some proper sensors and avionics inside it. First of all, disclaimer alert, this drone was sent to me for free and I get to keep it. It's basically my drone from now on. I am not under any contractual obligations to say anything. And the links down in the description below are affiliate links. So every time you buy something with those links, the channel gets a bit of a kickback, which is nice. If you want to help out support the channel this way, and if you're already looking for a drone, you might want to stick around for this video, and then you might want to click that link if you are convinced about it and you want to buy it. Also, currently now in the month of December, the F7GB2, which normally costs $530, is on sale for $200 off. So this is a $330 drone. But in case it's not on sale, if you use the code Ride with Alex at checkout, you get a 35% discount site-wide. And to be perfectly honest, they have quite a lot of fun stuff here in terms of drones, robots, remote control cars. There are a lot of toys on this site. It's suruko.net, but links down in the description below, like I said. A lot of fun stuff here, and 35% site-wide makes it compelling. But anyway, this is what they sent over. This is the retail packaging of the F7GB2. As you can see, a shot here on the front of the drone. It's a really nice box it comes in. We have the Bwine app and a link to download the app. Again, 14 plus age. It's classified as a toy. That's why we have like choking hazard and everything on here. On the other side, we have a 3-axis stabilized gimbal, 4K Wi-Fi camera. Now, a bit of a thing about this 4K camera. It does have quite a big lens, so it has a big aperture, uh, but it's actually 4K 15 frames per second and 2.7K at 25 frames per second. So it's a pretty low-end camera, and I think we're gonna see that in the image quality. But again, $300 drone. You can't go wrong with a $300 drone. It just has to fly. Excellent night scene shooting. Super long remote control. That I can attest to. It says about 2 kilometers of range, but it goes to about 2 kilometers realistically. The video feed gets really choppy after 1 kilometer. But the remote control stays connected to the drone, so even if the video feed fails, you can still fly the drone and get it back home. That's real nice. So let's take it out of the packaging, open up the box, and take out the carrying case, because this kit, and it's a kit, for $330, it's a kit, comes with a carrying case. And this is the carrying case. Bwine on here, a bit of stitching over here. It's made out of like leather rubber material. It's not vinyl. It feels really good to the touch. All in all, it looks and feels like a premium carrying case. We have a pocket here. We have another pocket here, like mesh pockets. We have a pocket with a zipper here. It's a small pocket, but it's here if you want something. You want to put something in here. And let's open it up. Now, there should have been some instruction manual, but I already threw it away because we don't need instructions. But there was a full manual and a quick start guide. But I threw them all away because we're men. So, first of all, this is the drone, but we'll get to that in a bit. This is the controller. We have these protectors for the joysticks. We have here our antennas. We have our phone holder. You can easily just put your phone right here, as you can see. We have these extensions here, so we can open it up and you can hold the controller like this, and you can easily use it. If we turn it on, let's see, battery 100%, power on. We do have up top, we have our zoom in, zoom out button. We have our camera angle button. This is to raise and lower the camera. Take a picture, start recording. This is our up and down and rotation. This is our forward and back and left and right. We have our come home button. We have our mode switcher to go from normal mode to sport mode to camera mode. This is how fast the drone flies. Our emergency stop button, you hold this down for 5 seconds, about 5 seconds, and the drone will basically shut off and fall out of the sky. This is for emergencies, like when you see your drone is about to be hit by a helicopter or something and you really need to get it out of the way quickly. You just drop it out of the sky, so you don't want some air police coming after you because a helicopter hit your drone. Let's just put it that way. It's better to just drop it out of the sky. And also we have the start-stop button for the remote. The remote has an USB-C on the bottom, so you can charge it. It has its own internal battery, and it charges via USB-C. Turn off the remote because it's beeping, because it doesn't have a drone to connect to. Also in the box, we got a set of blades. Blade A and Blade B, plus screws, plus the tool to change out our blades. We get 2 USB-C cables, and we get a second battery. Now, about the drone batteries, let's get this out of the way. Our second battery is in the drone, and about the batteries, what I really like, the batteries have their very own USB-C connections. So you don't need a special proprietary charger to charge your batteries, just a regular phone USB-C plus another one for the remote. So if you have 3 USB-Cs to charge your phones or your devices, you can plug all 3 of these in and charge them at the same time, which is real awesome. Real world range on a battery today was about 1 to 2 degrees outside, and I got over 15 minutes flight time on a battery. So it's over 15 minutes no matter the weather conditions, or at least at freezing point, it's at least 15 minutes of flying time per battery. The drone comes with a couple of protective cases. Let's take it out. These for the propellers. and this one for the camera gimbal. Easily. I don't know how fragile drones are. Like I've said, I'm not a drone expert. I have no idea how fragile they are. It feels solidly built and it feels solid in the hand, but I have no idea. So we got a camera here set on a gimbal that is also rubber mounted over here. We have our landing feet, so the camera sits pretty proud of the ground, but be careful where you land it. You don't land it on a rock. As you can clearly see, the blades are scratched up. That's because I only flew it about twice, and even just flying it twice for like 5 minutes at a time, I managed to crash this one as well. Actually, a dog tried to eat it, but yeah, I don't have footage of that. So now what we gotta do is gotta unfold the drone. So these ones at the back pull out like this. And these ones at the front rotate. And now they are, come on, in position. So this is the drone fully extended. Battery is in. Let's turn it on. And that's it. The drone is on. Let's turn on our controller. Power on. And it's connecting to the drone. We are gonna put our phone in here. And also the phone is set in airplane mode, and it makes you put your phone in airplane mode, but that's actually quite nice because I wouldn't want to get a call when I'm flying my drone. So we click the start. It gives you a video of how to set up the drone. It's an informative video. So, failed to get information for transmission. That's because we have to connect to the drone's Wi-Fi and connect to the Bwine Wi-Fi. There we go. Confirm. And there is. We have video image from the drone. Now what we gotta do is stop recording. We gotta calibrate the drone, so spin it around once and then spin it around again, and now you should see it set its gimbal. There it goes. So now it is stabilized on all axes. This is the image that you get. We have all of the information here. We have all of the information here, like our GPS connection, our controller's connection, how many bars it has to the drone itself, the speed of the drone, the settings, the distance, the height, the speed, the vertical speed, the horizontal speed, sorry, and the vertical speed in meters per second. So currently the drone is in GPS mode. In GPS mode, it will not allow me to take off because it doesn't have GPS signal in the house. But if we switch it to attitude mode, we can actually turn it on, but I'm not gonna fly it right next to my monitor, so we're gonna switch it off. Now, like I've said, I did take it outside to fly it, and to my surprise, this was the first time actually flying the thing properly. And to my surprise, it was a very windy day, it was a very cold day, and the thing flew, for me who's a beginner, it flew very, very well. I had no trouble raising it up, bringing it down, going forward, backwards, controlling the camera, filming everything. I really enjoyed my time with it, and I got the shots. Now, I am gonna open up, like I've said, I am gonna overlay some video footage. First, I started filming in 2.7K, I think. Let me so yeah, first I started filming in 2.7K, and the image is good. Colors are a little bit oversaturated, I think. I don't know, colors sometimes look a little bit weird. but the frame rate is good, the image is decent. You can tell it's not an expensive camera. It's $330 for the entire drone. So you get a drone and you get a camera. It's not gonna be the best of cameras, but you know what? It gets the job done. And lighting wasn't the best today because it was overcast. You can see a lot of clouds in the sky. But still, it got some decent images. It got some decent colors. It's probably more you can do with it in post-production if you want to play around with it. But the image is good. The frame rate is decent at 25 frames per second. Moving on to 4K, this is where it gets a little bit weirder because to be perfectly honest, there's not much in the way of detail in terms of difference from 2.7K. It's a little bit sharper, but only just a little. And the fact that you drop down to 15 frames per second, I don't like that. But again, for drone footage, you don't need 60 frames per second for drone footage. And the nice part about drone footage is that you can actually speed it up and it still looks normal. So if you want 30 frames per second, you can just film in 4K and leave it at 15 frames per second, and then in post-production, just speed up the video to 30 frames per second, and just put the drone in camera mode. It will fly slowly, and then when you speed it up, it doesn't look weird at all. It would look perfectly fine in sped up mode. Now, another neat feature that it has on the controller is this little button here. It's basically to call it home. Now, when you press the call home button, what the drone does is no matter at what height it is, it lifts up to 120 meters from its starting point in altitude, and then it starts coming back to the point at which it left the ground from. It will hover at 120 meters above that point and then slowly start descending straight down and landing exactly or about in a 2-3 meter range from where you flew. So in case you're worried about bringing it back, you have trees around you, just press the return button. It will go as high as it possibly can, come back, and then just lower itself back down. Not avoiding trees because it doesn't have like collision sensors, but because I suppose you set out in a bit of an open area, it will land back in that open area. So you have to trust the system a little bit, but it does work. Also, we do have a lot of functions here. So in terms of image follow, you can set it to, we have a lot of functions here. We can set it to image follow. That's where you sit in front of the drone, you select yourself here, and it tries with like its video processing to always keep you in shot. You have GPS follow, where it correlates the GPS signal of the phone, the GPS position, and it will hover and try to film you. It will film that position which the phone is. I tried this one and it really works. It actually follows you around, and it films you as you're talking, as you're speaking about something. It actually films you as you're walking. It's quite interesting. We also have a lot of here interest point. You set parameters, or you set interest points. You have music. This is to play music. I have no idea why would you do that. You have VR mode, and this puts if you have one of those goggles, you can put your phone in here, and basically it becomes a first person view drone. You have lens angle, so we can lower it from the screen, bring it down, bring it up, but also you can do it through the button, the scroll wheel here on the side. What else? We got gesture photo, gesture record, so you show it to fingers, hold your palm out, it will take a picture or start recording. We can set a route, we can add filters, No filter selection, thank you. And you can zoom. But once again, you have a scroll wheel here that you can use it to zoom. So, after flying it around for a little bit, I flew it for, I think, a total flight time was about 30 or 40 minutes. As a complete beginner in an ice cold day and very strong, I really enjoyed my time with it. It does say it has level 6 wind resistance. Again, I'm not a drone person. I have no idea what level 6 wind resistance means or how strong the wind has to be for level 6 wind resistance. But I can tell you it was a pretty windy day, and although it was struggling at a couple of points, it was just, I was trying to hover it and it was moving around like this. It didn't go like all over the place. It was just shaking around. It was not perfectly still, but the image was perfectly still because the gimbal did its job. So it has decent wind resistance. It can fly up to 2 kilometers away and 120 meters above you. Image quality, I don't know, it's like a 10-year-old camera image quality, but it's okay. It's workable. It's something you can work with. It's something under the right lighting conditions you can get an awesome shot with. And it's a drone that works as advertised. For $330, you get a complete kit. You don't need anything. You have your controller, you have your 2 batteries, you have spare blades, you have your gimbal and your camera, your 4K camera. All you need is a memory card. I have a 64 gig card in it. It supports up to 128 gig. And, oh, charging brick. It doesn't come with a charging brick. But to be perfectly frank, hold on. To be perfectly frank, I would honestly recommend like getting one of these charging bricks with 3 USB outlets. You can also buy a third USB cable. It already comes with 2 in the box, so another third one, and you can charge your controller and your 2 batteries. You have a single brick, all 3 at the same time. And normally a dead battery should take about 3 or 4 hours to charge. And like I've said, I flew for about half an hour. One battery I think was about 30%, and now I can see my second battery is at 65%. So considering it was only 1 to 2 degrees outside over half an hour of flight time with 2 batteries, I think again it's very respectable considering the price point that this thing comes in. Could it be a little bit more compact? Yes, it could be a little bit more compact. I would have liked just a little camera up here, and these legs, they are pretty big, and the carrying case is pretty big for carrying it on a motorcycle. Uh, but then again, if you want something smaller, then you're gonna have to pay about 3 times more. It is, I don't know, a DJI is maybe better in terms of image quality, in terms of flight dynamics, in terms of avionics. But do you really want to spend $1,000 on your first drone? This is a wonderful learning tool. And if you have like a kid, a 14, 15-year-old kid that's passionate about these kinds of things and wants to get into it, you will have a ton of fun with something like this. A lot of fun with a little drone like this. And he can get awesome footage. He can start learning how to edit that footage on his computer in Premiere or whatever editing software he wishes to use. Uh, it's something you can work with, and it's something you can cut your teeth in the droning world. You can try out the first-person view with the VR if you have goggles for your phone. It's a lot you can do with it, and it's a compelling package for a very low price. It does exactly what it says on the box. It films in 4K, albeit at 15 frames per second. The controllers and the controls are nicely weighted. They feel nice. The controller itself feels sturdy. It feels quality. I dropped the drone, so it took a couple, 2 or 3 hits on the ground, pretty serious hits, and it has just a few scratches on the blades, and it still flies straight and true, and all of the electronics inside still work. The gimbal still works. It kind of gets my recommendation because it's an awesome little machine. It's an awesome little tool. It's an awesome little toy, and I'm gonna try to use it in the summer to get some drone shots for you guys, because I don't know where I will be traveling, but some drone shots would be nice of the mountains and the scenery that we have even here in Romania, or maybe other countries, depending where I go. So yeah, Hopefully this video has been a little bit informative. Again, if the sale on their website ends, then you can use the code RideWithAlex for 35% discount site-wide. Check down the affiliate links down below. And thank you all so much for watching, for liking the videos, and for subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, guys, take care out there and ride safe. Bye!